If now their statement is, no, we want and we demand that minors are told about LGBTQ and so forth, that's where I draw the line. And that is where I am so shocked that still in 2021, people still think that, oh no, you choose to be gay. Why would you choose to be something that could get you killed? So, Germany is saying now to your boys UEFA. They're saying now to your boys UEFA. Because I always wondered, why is Chief Manuel Olusegun Noye, why is he wearing the rainbow armband? Because I always know what the rainbow thing sort of refers to, but I just wanted to be sure, because obviously they are standing up for, LGBTQ rights and so forth. So obviously Hungary bringing in a new law that says they don't want kind of LGBT teachings to be given to minors. Germany are sort of like fighting against that. And they've said, UEFA, can we light up the Allianz Arena in rainbow colors? And UEFA said, no, that is a political statement. We must remain neutral. And I think Munich just said, screw you, we're going to go ahead anyway, So, because before I did this, I just said, this is tricky. Because this isn't so cut and dry. It is tricky because there's an area in which I sort of agree and an area which I don't agree upon. First off, let's look at the area that I don't really, let me just do the first area first is where Hungary are concerned. I'm not a fan of enforcing people on anything, first thing. I'm really not a fan of enforcing kind of LGBTQ teachings onto minors and kids. Let kids be kids. Let kids grow the way they want to grow and let them be what they want to be. I think that for me, that's what I mean, because I've always said this from the get-go. I have no issue whether you're gay, you're a transvestite, it's like, I've never understood people that have issues with people who are homosexual. Okay, I don't do that. I don't do those acts. I'm a heterosexual. If you're a homosexual, fine. Now, are you a dick? Are you a loser? Are you a brick? Do you harm people? Then we've got an issue. If you don't harm any people, whatever you do in the privacy of your home, it's cool, So I would hope that people don't publicize their sexual acts. If you do, you're either a porn star or you're odd. The only two people that want to publicize their sexual acts are either porn stars, where they do it for work, that's their line of work, or you're a weirdo. If you're not a porn star and you publicize that. But enforcing teachings upon people, but specifically kids and minors, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Let kids be kids. Kids shouldn't be forced to learn about, because it's just going to confuse them. So it's not thinking of like, oh no, don't teach these kids this disgusting act. No, it will just confuse them. Let them be how they want to be. Because I remember there was a guy in my school when I was 15, 16, who I thought like, wait, why does he act like this and so forth? Oh, why does he act like this and so forth? I remember when I was in a computer room one time and I saw him looking at pictures of guys. Like, he was looking at a picture of a guy's shirtless, and I was like, because there was no way I could accept that he was gay, because I thought, no, you can't be gay if you're 16. That's when you learn when older. So I just thought, oh, this guy must be weird or strange, just doing some stuff. But then when I now play things back and so forth, I was like, oh my gosh, how for, yeah. Because I was just think, oh, man, why are you like this? And when you're young, you just do stupid things. When you're young, you do stupid things. But now in my older age, I was like, oh my gosh, I was such an idiot. Why did I treat him like that? Why did I view him like that? And yeah, I wonder if I could ever see him. If we could ever see him, I would say, bro, I am sorry and I apologize for stuff I said to you, because I was a stupid, idiotic, extremely immature, uneducated 15, 16-year-old who just was oblivious to what was in front of me. But one thing I do support, though, is this isn't political. You being for homosexual, LGBTQ rights. It's just normal, you know? Because again, it's like, I think what Germany is saying is we are just showing solidarity with a community who gets attacked. And for me, and this is something that my brother told me, there is no difference between homophobia and racism. Because people say, oh, no, homophobia is not like racism. Do you realize that you can be killed for being gay? That happens. And on the continent, I'm from Africa, if you are found to be gay, you can be killed. You can either be jailed or be killed. So you can be killed because something that you're naturally are. And this is another thing that people need to accept. It's not a choice. And that is where I am so shocked that still in 2021, people still think that, oh no, you choose to be gay. Why would you choose to be something that could get you killed? It makes no sense. Why would you choose to be something that could get you killed? And I'm sure there may be some people, let's say that we could choose our race. There may be some people who, if let's say you could see an insight into what the world was like in the 40s or the 30s or the 50s, say, bruh, I think being black in the 40s in America, you know what? Look, man, let me do this whole Caucasian thing, man. Give me some of that milk, man. Give me some of that milk. So it's like what Germany are saying is what we are doing is the same thing with anti-racism. We are just showing solidarity with people who are marginalized. And that's why it's a tricky thing, because it's so tricky. Because it's a fine line. Because anti-racism, that is just standard. I feel it should be standard as don't be racist. People who are of a different color of you and everything, don't mock them and don't abuse them or bring them down based off of their race. That should be a standard human thing. All because people like a certain person that isn't what is seen as normal in society, you don't have to belittle them. And it is scientifically proven, scientific fact, that there are people who they're just attracted to people of the same race, of the same sex. It isn't a choice. Now, gender neutrality is a whole like his, her, hers, theirs. Now that's a whole other ballgame. That okay, I don't know about it. But yeah, so my thing about it is, where I stand is don't see the thin line is, now if there's a massive statement and say, oh man, gay, lesbians, let's be lesbian and gay, let's do this and that, and there's like a massive message there, and people then it's like, whoa, you're now enforcing it into people, you're throwing it onto people's face, and you just take it a bit deep. Because this is what people need to accept, and this is just where I stand. I remember I grew up in Nigeria in a very, very religious background. And I had zero concepts of homosexuality or anything until I came to England. So it was a culture shock to me to see stuff that was gay, because it didn't exist in Nigeria. And of course, gay people exist in Nigeria, but because of how the society is and how religious it is, that stuff is completely shunned. You know, like I speak to my uncles who say they have a zero tolerance for homosexuality. We try to explain to them, say, well, they say no, zero tolerance. So that's the environment I grew up in. So obviously for me, it is still something that takes me aback. But my thing is that I just believe that, and I am hoping for people, your morality is at the top of your list, which is that be nice, be kind, be kind. You know, just live by this rule. If what someone is doing is not causing you any harm, and it's not causing anybody any harm, and they're not enforcing it upon you, what's the issue? Like, what is the issue? You know, that's the, because again, there is a thin line between homophobia and racism. It's now, if it now gets a little bit deep, we can talk about how the LGBTQ community has now sort of now tried to now take over, people who are now fighting for racial rights and so forth. And now I think more people now acquiesce to the LGBTQ community a lot more than they do to, like, let's say, the black community, who have been fighting for several decades for equality and so forth. So that's now getting into very detailed murky grounds. And that's just really, remember, this is for football. I want to focus on the football here. And for this thing, I believe for UEFA, you can't not allow Germany to make this statement. That's the key thing. It is not a political statement that they're making. Now, the thin line is, if now their statement is, no, we want and we demand that minors are told about LGBTQ and so forth, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. I say, no, sorry. But if the statement they're making is, we stand with people who are LGBTQ and we are using this platform to try and promote tolerance of people for this community, I'm 100% for that. Because I still think it is crazy in this day and age that people still think that people choose to be homosexual, which is psychotic, okay? Go read it up. It's in the science, you know. So that's where I stand for this one, guys. Give me your thoughts, comments below, and tell me what you think about this issue. One love.